switch on my brother, can't switch on my dog. If he good, then I'm good, then together we ball. I'm on the ground, but they want me to fall. Time to slide on the outs, I know who I'ma call. Winning, but I can't take a loss. On man, turn myself to a boss. Catch your leg and we gon' knock out this time.
What's up with y'all? Sauce Mars TV back here with another video, and today we got a crazy transformation for y'all. This is going to be a mid fade. As you can see, this is what he came in like. So to begin this fade, we're going to start off with the 1.5 guard, the wall guard. I just purchased these cordless wall seniors about a week before recording this, and I really like them. Compared to the magic clips, which is what I had before, you know, they're a lot more powerful. I didn't expect them to be that much powerful, like that much more, but it's crazy, man. So once you get done with that 1.5 all the way open, we're going to come in with the 3 guard, go all the way up to where the hair separates. I'm just trying to clear out the upper bulk. I believe I ended right here. We got the number 2 guard on, lever closed. It should blend right into the number 3. You shouldn't have to open the lever, but you can always mess with it if you see any line in the area. Now we went back down to the 1.5 guard, and we opened up the lever just to knock out that line between the 1.5 closed and the number 2 guard. But yeah, I believe it was kind of looking too bulky at the top, so I actually took the top down to like a number 2.5, I believe. You know, I just didn't want to take too much hair off the top from the beginning and make it too light. So now we're doing the lever close, and then an inch above that do lever open. Notice how I'm kind of shaping it to his head. Now begin to blend those 2 layers together by opening and closing your lever. On his hair, on straighter hair, I like to go down, work my way down like a notch at a time, lever all the way open, notch down, notch down, notch down till I get to closed, and then kind of just come back and do some cleanup work. Now what I'm doing is taking my 1 guard all the way open, and I'm just cleaning up that area some. To begin my freehand method, it's just clearing the area out for me. So for my freehand method, I just take the Indus Master all the way open, and I angle it against the head and really exaggerate that flick out motion, and it kind of creates that transition that the half guard would originally create. So the freehand method allows me to skip 3 steps. I just skip the number 1 guard closed, the half guard open, and the half guard closed. So that's 3 steps. If you really learn how to implement this into your fading system, you know, it can save you a lot of time, and it's really efficient. It just takes practice. Like I was saying in my past video, I'm not perfect at it. I'm still learning how to get better at it, but I just feel like it's a really time-saving like thing. So now we're just beginning some detail work, taking out any lines or dark spots we see now. Man, that's a crazy difference. So same thing on this side, we're going to take the 1.5 guard all the way closed and just clear out bulk. Then once again, pop back up to that number 3 guard, just all the way up to where the hair separates. And then from there, drop down to the number 2 guard. But yeah, as you can see, I'm in a totally different place. I'm actually in barber school right now. So if you want to know how it's going, if I think it's worth it, you know, all that, if you just want me to make a video about barber school in general, just let me know down in the comments and I'll do that for y'all. It's really chill. It's a laid back place. I've been learning a few things, but yeah, just let me know if y'all want that video. So now we're on to the 2 guard. Just kind of using the corner, not trying to make another line as we go up. Now I believe this time I just dropped straight down to the lever closed. I did not use the 1.5 guard open. I believe I'll do that during the detailing on this side. I just skipped that part though. So So right now what I just did when I turned him to the side, I just made sure my ball line was in the same area I put it on in the other side. It's kind of essential to kind of turn them to the side or turn them to the back, just so you can check out to make sure your lines are even, because you don't want to do the entire fade and then notice one side's higher than the other. Once again, lever open. Then from there we're going to blend those two together by dropping it down slowly as we get closer to the lever closed. And the dude in the background was in the video half the video. I was like, alright bro, I'll be on YouTube. I was just sitting there talking right in my video. And I told him I was recording too. Don't worry about it. But yeah, now we're taking the one guard all the way open. Just clearing out the room, getting ready to freehand. As you can see, his back was really difficult. His back grows like so. Right here, this is when I put on the one guard or 1.5 kind of open, because I remember I skipped that step. So that's what I'm doing right here. I had to drop back to it. So now we're beginning the freehand method. Notice how I'm angling the clipper. It's not flat against his head. You can kind of see it on this side because it's a different angle from how I was recording the other. But yeah, in the back I really made sure to keep it below that cowlick area, because if I would have brought it up there, if it would have got like a ball fade or something, it would have been terrible trying to fade. Like, that area is not an area you want to mess with when fading hair, because his hair is growing, like I can see in the video, like 4 different ways back there. Now we're basically just detailing with the freehand method, trying to take out that line. You know, don't be afraid to try it out and just see what you think about it, because you know, in the end, if you find out a new method or a new step that you like and it saves you time, you know, that's just benefiting you. So yeah, I originally put the pop-ups on the screen, or I started to, but it was so many of them, I just felt like it would be confusing, especially for beginners. So I wanted to break it down in the video, because I just kept going back to guards, kind of cleaning up the area, because his hair was kind of a more difficult blend just because of the back. And you know, it was kind of more bulky at the top. I felt like the hair grew like more heavier at the top, so I was having to touch up that area a lot more than the bottom. Just look at this side. I hit it with the same guards, and you see how dark it is at the top compared to the other. So I'm having to go back in with like I think this was a 2.5, trying to get it to flow more, you know what I mean? And you see, I took that 2.5 all the way up to the separation line, and it's still appearing darker than the 3 guard on the other side. That's what I'm saying. I felt like this side was a lot harder to fade, and it kind of had thicker areas of hair than the other side. But yeah, now we're popping on we're pulling out the Model 10s with the balding blade, and we're just taking out all that hair at the bottom, making sure not to bring it too high just so we don't put in a ball line. And in the back, I believe I did put in a slight ball line, so I'm going to come back and hit that out. Really, the only reason why I have a detachable on my station is to bald out. I don't really use any of the other blades I just feel like it's more beneficial for my trimmers, because always going back with my trimmers and balding out, especially someone who had as much hair as he had at first, I felt like that would have been detrimental to my blade. You know, it's gonna dull your blade over time, always flipping it over and balding out. Unless it's something light like a taper, that's about the only time I bald out with my trimmers. But as you've seen, I consulted with him if he wanted the peach fuzz on his cheek gone, because I have had clients that had peach fuzz on their cheek and they got mad because they're trying to grow in their beard. So yeah, I just asked him. So now we're taking the Andis Master all the way closed. You know, just detailing that liver closed, liver open area right there. So now we're going to begin his lineup. Keep it natural as possible. His hairline wasn't too difficult. It was pretty easy. Just one corner was a little bit higher than the other, so I'm going to have to come in and hit that area a little bit to get them even. So don't be afraid to drop in and detail like you see me doing here. I was lining him up and I seen a little area that I felt like had a dark area in, so I just went back and detailed. Now we're just tapping at the front lineup, trying to keep it as natural as possible, just like we did on the sides. This corner is the one that kind of sloped down. As you can see right here, it's kind of sloping down more than the other side. So I'm really going to have to work on that corner, not take it back, but match it up to the other side. Tip I can give you, especially if you got a corner like that just slopes down and is mainly just a corner area, really focus on using the side of your blade to kind of shape it how you want it. So now we're pulling out the airbrush with some Kiss Express in it and just hitting him with some enhancement. I didn't try and do it too dark. Like I said, I got younger clients most of the time, so they don't really care how dark it is, they just want it to last. But on him, he was a walk-in at the school, so I tried to do it a lighter enhancement, not too heavy, not like I would do on my clients. Y'all probably can't even believe I did it a little lighter than before. Man, it'll be so much hate with the enhancement, but it's all good. So what we're about to do now is hit them with some Sea Breeze, which is basically like an alcohol / astringent, and it just makes it easy for the enhancement to move around, to kind of be worked with. So I pull out my trimmers and hit the lineup, and it kind of gives it a razor finish since the Sea Breeze is able to help the enhancement move around, take off the little hairs right now. Just overall detailing the line right now. Now we pulled out the Panasonic Arc 5, which is my favorite trimmer, or a favorite shaver I mean, and I'm just balding out the bottom, trying to give the fade a little bit more transition. Do the same steps on the other side. When you get closer to that bald area where you put in your bald line, really exaggerate the flick out motion just so you don't put in a hard line with the shaver, because that's one of the hardest lines to get out. You kind of got to down fade with your trimmers. You kind of got to pull up the shaver and really flick at that line. That's just a hard line to get out. So just be careful when you get up higher with the shaver. Even looking back on this video, I still feel like that top area on this side was just still too dark. It just grew so thick up there, it didn't flow as good as I wanted it to. But I feel like this was a really good fade. I'm just nitpicking, and nitpicking your own work, that's what's going to make you a better barber at the end of the day. Or having someone hard on you that's sitting here telling you like exactly what you need to do. You don't always need the people around you that's going to tell you, well, that's a good cut. That's a good cut. You need people around you that's going to tell you what's wrong with your work, because that's what's going to take you to the next level as a barber. That's what's going to improve your face, your lineups, everything. So don't always be looking for, that's a good cut. It's always things you can improve. It's never a perfect haircut. So yeah, this is what it came in looking like. This was probably, I think he said 3 months worth of growth, and this is how he looked. Let me know what y'all think about it in the comments. Also, like and subscribe if you're not already. I appreciate y'all watching. This is Austin Mars TV, and I'm out.